a strange reality. Am I dreaming, or on the edge of remembering? You wake up feeling like you really don't belong. You can't explain it, but when you close your eyes you see familiarity. Are you dreaming, or on the edge of remembering? Okie dokie, we're back. We got our wool, we got our plastic, but I still haven't gotten my hearing back. So there's that. Looking at all these scraps, you know, wool of unknown origin, other than somewhere in China. The silk we're going to transfer to the bag of unusual things. Oh, that's also where that belongs, but I was getting everything together for a project. All the colors, you know, separated. Oh, there's that beautiful midnight. We're going to be using this to finish another project, so I don't want to touch that. We started a purse, and I felted it too hard, and kind of broke the seam. Then it appeared I didn't felt it well enough to start with. So it's like, that's what I get for rushing. My real focus unfortunately. It wasn't so much the felting as it was the shape of it, trying to make this triangular flap, and I just moved too fast. Flap felted beautifully. Yep. So you've got all these. What do I do with that kind of thing? Like, look at all that. Oh, that is a beautiful heather. Yeah, some of these are gorgeous. Just not enough of one color. Beautiful mauve. Now we don't have to unwrap that right this minute. We will be doing that though, because I want to make some more of the lanterns. Review over. I'm so wanting for space that I've got everything kind of like lined up like a walkway. We don't want to break the brand new vase, which I was going to introduce today. And our button for the flower purse. We don't want to lose that after all that. Okay, so we have a bunch of stuff to work with. But I think before I start tearing it up, I'm gonna grab some of each from my friend who's still doing some needle felting, and so she could use things that are not just for wet felting. Now she's going to be doing a bird in a class. This gray is nice. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And we're gonna work with you later. Let's have some water. I have to go get my other bottle. Okay, so I made a button for this. I needle felted it into creation directly onto this. So now I need to make a hole that this can go through. So should it be in the middle? Well, wish me luck. Worst comes to worst, I'm gonna have to learn how to sew the micro repair. Since felt stretches, and after you cut it, you need to heal the edges anyway. So I'm gonna do some of that. I believe we need a little soapy water for that. Not you. This is why you start with a small hole. As you work it, it does enlarge. And if you have to, you can always make a bigger cut. But it's harder to shrink it afterward. I think we got it. But do I like it? I need to make a little fix to that button. There's the yellow one. Yep. Oh, I suppose I should put the phone where I can see if somebody chats. Okay, finally done. The bag I made to go with my pink dress, because my pink dress has no pockets. And I really got out of the habit of wearing a purse because they're heavy with the way I start to pack them. But pockets, you know. So I made some mistakes with this one, but it was my first purse using a three-dimensional mold. Also my first strap, which I made through wet and needle felting. So I learned a whole lot, and the thing is really sturdy. The question is now a matter of like comfort and balance, and you know how well I accounted for everything, since I never measure anything. As soon as we introduce numbers, my brain kind of freezes. I have coffee today. I have coffee because I made myself a hell of a breakfast sandwich. Like, yeah, I can handle this today. I missed my coffee yesterday because I didn't eat enough. Ah, loose thread. We're just going to remove it. I do not want to try and batten that one down. Okay. Okay, let's try it on, and the practical side of it. That's clumsy. I don't like it when things are clumsy. It's secure, but it's clumsy. When you're standing in line and you need to access something, it shouldn't be clumsy. Okay. So, remedy. Different kind of button. I think it'd be better if I make it smaller in the center. That's a job for needle felting. We'll see if I can do this, because it's already pretty felted. And this may not be able to felt it. Let's, just in case. Just in case. With a leather thumb guard. And this goes on a slight angle. And round and round and round we're gonna go until it can't be felted anymore. Hey, you know what? That was a pain. Get out of my way. Thank you. slow, but it is happening. Should try and stay relaxed and maintain a light touch. I get tense and then I have to chill out. Wet felting, especially with no needles involved, is a very, very gentle art. And you need to have a gentle touch until the end, where you can get a little bit more aggressive. Starting to feel a little bit better. In the future, I will just purchase or make things with a shank, buttons with a shank. Still clumsy. I will have to think on this, because I do not want to later waste all of the hours of work that went into making this over a button. Okay. Let me get this out of the way. Oh. We want to keep that out. Yep, clumsy. I have to think about that. Okay, let's get the towel. Oh. This is some nice icy blue, isn't it? Oh yeah, I got this for the silk. Oh my god, that's just delicious. they came up with a really cool few different kinds of yarns and just blending them together in different colors, different textures. They've just created this whole new genre. I do not know how people can manage to knit with these, but I am having fun wet felting with them. That is silk yarn. We're not going to use that right now. We could felt directly on this, but that would entail a lot of water. Nope, I'm going to go ahead and make a sack to mold over so we can get more of the floral kind of finish. All right, so let me think. Unusual colors. And this stuff leaks like crazy, so I get some better absorbent. It's getting dark out. We're supposed to have some thunderstorms. I can only hope. I love thunderstorms. Although I feel bad for someone who lives in my building. She spends thunderstorms hiding in her bathroom, like a dog. She is terrified of them. So I don't like it for her. I do have window open, so I have to keep an eye out, because if it starts hammering, my bedroom is going to take a soaking. Yep, I took the chance with the pollen and all. I just needed some fresh air in here. Okay, let's decide on our template. Where are my templates? That's just handy dandy. Oh, there you are. All right, we do not need a lot for this. That will be plenty. Okay. So we went to the dollar store where everything is now $3. So the usual dollar days was $3. It would matter if I was still in business and had to keep track of my investments, but this is just a senior passion. Okay, well, you know, it's a gray, rainy day. Why don't we reflect that a little bit? And then when the light is coming through, it'll look spookier. Now, this is going to be a double-sided thing, of course, so we need to divide the yarn. See how much we have, which isn't much. We want the light. Thinking. When the light comes through, the light's kind of yellow. I think I'm going to lay down a thin layer of white first, so we can get our maximum color showing. Oh, you know what? I have some right here. We've got a yellow white, we've got a bright white. I think we're going to go bright white. Yeah. I have plenty of that. So I'm definitely going to order more of this. Okay, I've got to remember, at the top, I'm going to have some loose ends, right? Now this will all be filled in later, but also different colors to make this look smokier. There they are, under the rolling pin. Get rid of that hay. In case you're wondering, I have a trash can right over there where I keep tossing things. Now remember, this is not to make anything sturdy in the sense of like it's going to carry anything. This is not a pocket or a purse. This is going to be a lantern. We want a lot of light to come through. I'm making this thin deliberately. It will be starched in places later. So we don't want like actual holes, but we definitely want as close as we can get to transparency without it being like an actual hole. Yeah, this is it seems to be a more coarse wool. sure we've got all three. Okay. That's a little rowdy there. Out up the nose. Come here. I have to get water. What do you know? I will go get the boiling water. And we'll place our net. Oh, this is still quite hot from at least a half an hour ago. That's pretty good. Ah. Come on, rain. Now the leaves are moving a little, but I can't tell if that's a breeze or they're getting dripped on. Oh well. We're gonna have some rain right here, right now. We are making suds, as you can see in the upper left-hand corner. When you start, you must baby the hair. Get the water and soap through it and the air out. Give everything a chance to hydrate. Oh, don't get flippant. I have to get this to lay down so I can flip it over and repeat the process on the other side. I don't know what kind of wool this is, but I guarantee it's not the super fine merino. But it is wool of unknown origin. I don't want it to felt before I'm ready for it to felt. Okay, stay there a minute. Thank you. Okay. This is going to be the bottom of the vessel. The corners. And see, this is very thin here, so we've got to make sure it's built up. Dry hands, dry hands. We have a lot to build up there. Let's try that again. Don't want too much there, just enough to remind it where it's felting to. guess we'll throw a little bit of you in there too. Okay, let's try it again. Oops. Okay, so now is when I can add weird stuff, weird fibers. So what do we have? What says a rainy day to me? Rainy day, rainy day, rainy day. Well, we have silk. No, that's too cheerful. Maybe we should just go with the silk. We definitely have rainy day colors in here. In fact, we use some in the purse. Oh, look at that. We've got some copper here. That's cool and weird. A lump. Wait. That is full of so much color. I don't think it's going to be rainy day enough. We need gray or blue or wrong color. Oh, well, what is that? That is, whoa, looks like a storm cloud. Let's cut some of this up. Ah, scissors help. Stay down. That's nice and fuzzy. We're going to need that for the other side. You stay there. Ah. Stay. My goodness. Oops. Okay, let's get the bulk of this out of my face before I make a terrible mistake here. Stay there for the moment. We need to get some gray. I knew we had some rainy days somewhere. There we go. Okay. Oh, this is my big sheet. Well, it's here now. I just want to press everything into place. Needs more water. There's the scissors again. Now, stay there where I can't touch you. Okay. Now dry. You were brought up with books. Aloha. Because books are power. Books are knowledge. Some of them are bullshit. Of course, you got to be old enough to discern, which means reading a lot of books so you can tell the crap from the real stuff. I've been doing a lot of learning on video. I mean, I've gained a lot of experience working on the felt, but every bit of it started with a lesson here on YouTube. And troubleshooting comes right here to YouTube, you know, so, okay, we gotta get rid of some excess water. And then add some soap. Excess water, where's my, oh, it's over here. Live long and prosper. All right, now let's just try getting some suds. This is a rainy day lantern. Yes, I'm having coffee. I didn't have any yesterday because I didn't have enough in my stomach. Oh my God, I made a cake. I should go get a piece while this is resting. I'll be right back. Well, I still have a few sips of coffee left. We need more. Hello? Oh, it had dried a little end out. No wonder I couldn't get it out with one hand. After you get your coffee, tell me what today's revelations are. personal. You, not me. I know what mine are. Nope. Don't you be lifting. It's more soap. More suds. It's still in its fragile state. It might. Oh yeah, it's a rainy day here. It's been raining on and off. Oh, right now it's off, but we're supposed to have some thunderstorms or something, so. Yeah, you don't need waterlogged plants. That takes the longest to recover from. Soggy soil. You gotta go out there poking holes in the ground, letting the air in so the roots can get air. Oh, we had to do that after flooding in the fields. Out there poking holes. After the rain stopped. I'm gonna go get a piece of that cake. I'll be right back. Well, I ended up bringing home like a third of it. And I don't normally do that. But it's a rich butter cake. Check it out. I think I'll even warm it up. I made a peach caramel. Come here, you little piece of peachy heaven. Well, let's see. 15 seconds should be enough. I hope. Let's find out. Yes, it is. So, later going to hide visual is good. Well, that's a deal that's hard to turn down. Oh yeah, it's still way early for you. I can't look at your pictures right now. You send stuff when I'm going on the air or after I'm already on the air. And that's just distracting as all hell. But I'll look later. So I drained a can of light peaches, cut it up into a bunch of little pieces, sauteed with sugar, a bunch of butter, and a little cinnamon. And it was nice and gooey. I put it in the bottom of the pan and poured the butter batter over it. Butter cake, you know. Oh yeah. I used some orange marmalade also. Because peaches by themselves are really bland sometimes. So I put a little citrus, perk me up. It worked. Definitely a very rich dessert. Plus I can catch up on what's going on. Well, hopefully it's good stuff, otherwise I wouldn't want to listen to it. Don't surround yourself with crap vibes. How's Scott doing? I did all right. I never know. I try. It comes out edible, but you don't know if it's going to be really good, delectable, or edible. But this is pretty good. I would do it again, but I think I would double the amount of peach and put it in a pan I can immediately turn over so everything just gloops out all over it. He's good now that he's checked the territory, you know. Nothing to kill in the hallway. You're safe, Dad. You know, there's an interesting tutorial, a few of them actually, here on YouTube. You know the traditional cane that we used to walk on? Now they got fancier ones with extra feet to hold you steady, walking sticks. But back when we were growing up, it was just a crook and cane, right? Oh, he's leaving a scent everywhere. He's king of the hall now. He's marking the area. He'll be following that smell if he ever gets out on his own. He'll be looking for that. Whenever they're rolling the sides of their face, the paws inside between the toes, back end, they're leaving scent. They're communicating with the other aminals. It's a good thing. Makes them feel more secure. It's kind of like a night watchman checking in. When he goes out, he'll be checking his marks. Lets him know what his territory is. Also, it's there in case any other cats get out and they can smell it. It's better than pissing on them. If your cat had not been neutered as young as he was, he would be marking it the other way. The little twitch of the tail, that means he just sprayed the wall. That would be a bad thing. Now remind me to take a picture of my sweet peas. They're almost ready to harvest. You know, it's a calling card, but it's also a mark for himself. Like I said, cats, they go by their scent, not as much their eyes as you think. The eyes are good for hunting, but when they want to know their territory, they go by smell a lot. So when they mark it with a little bit of the little waxy substance that comes out, they mark you, Daddy, you're mine, and neighbor, you're mine. But like I said, it's like a night watchman checking all his little things. Yep, I'm at this place now, and yep, I'm here now. It's not a bad thing. It's a natural thing all animals do. One way or another. I don't know if I can handle. Nope, not yet. Okay, dark. It takes a while. What time is it for you? Oh, it's 1:30 for me. You got past 4. That's an accomplishment. I got up at 5 today. It's getting like I'm at 5 no matter what, so I have to work a little harder to get to bed earlier. Because it doesn't matter what time I go to sleep, whether it's 9, 10, or midnight, or 3 in the morning. I'm up at 5. Not that I'm asking to be, but I think I programmed myself because I've been getting more organized in my day. I've been using those subliminals to go to sleep by, like when I'm playing my game at bedtime. I use that before I do my little visuals. So I've got rain in the background. That's also reminding me about what I want to get done. So I'm really enjoying that Minds in Unison station channel. That guy put a lot of work into what he is offering, which is really nice. And every one of his videos is also a fundraiser for international kinds of charities. It's like, cool dude. Oh, I'm almost done. Now, I either made the mistake yesterday or the day before that. When I was working on a project, I was too aggressive with the wool. And I was trying to make it happen too fast. Instead of it being a very gentle, easygoing thing, it just takes longer than you wish sometimes. The professionals use the vibrating things, and I do have that here. But I'm not going to use that until it's ready to roll, and it's not ready to roll yet. Last night was so much more time. Oh my. You should have gotten up and joined them. Did anybody call the police or just enjoy the celebration? I understand how that can be irritating. Okay? If it's not all the time, it's easy to forgive, don't you think? Well, doing it in front of the building is asking for interruptions, for sure. But that's what happens when you drink alcohol. You lose your inhibitions, and you're not thinking clearly. Your emotional side has the reins. That's why I prefer 420. Saner, they got louder. Yeah, that's like in New York. Wall-to-wall traffic. If you're stupid enough to honk at somebody, expect them to slow down even more, if it's possible. Now, I don't play those games on the road because I'm not driving right now, but I never played those games on the road. But I've seen lots of people who played those games on the road. Slowing down, the more assertive somebody else got. Some things, like, just let them get it out of their system. It'll be over faster. So when did they finally shut up? Now me, I don't like getting interrupted in the middle of the night, and I don't like noise either, but I probably would have yelled, "Happy birthday! Now shut up so I can sleep." Nope, got a ways to go. Everyone's a Karen these days. Oh my God, 2 more hours? Well, I guess nobody called the cops on them. Now see, I'm so deaf, if I take my hearing aids out, unless they're right outside my window, I'm not gonna hear them. I mean, I slept through a fire alarm. And with my hearing aids in, it's like holy shit loud, but didn't wake me up or Gloria. We both slept through it. Everybody went outside. Did you go out? How come you weren't out there? Ah, what alarm? I slept through it. It's a good thing it was a false alarm. That's funny. Did they at least sound good? Was it like entertaining or like cats mating? Oh dear, this is felting together. I had a feeling I should put something between it, but then I figured I'm just going to end up cutting it off because we have the resist in here. And come on. Yeah, you're not going to do it. All right. I'll let you felt, and then I'll just cut you off. Oh, that's good. So you've had like no sleep. You fell asleep and 2 hours later, Cyrus got you up. Now you're getting ready to travel all over the place on no sleep and probably what's going to end up being too much coffee. I need to put this on that, the bubble side. I can see why people use tools to do this. Going all over it, back and forth and back and forth and around and around. Yeah, he said, well, if you're all done playing outside, I'm gonna get up and do my rounds. I don't know about you. You should probably try and get some sleep. He is making sure I keep moving my body. Yeah, yeah. That's what my dogs were good for. I got 3 walks a day, which meant that I was getting my exercise. When I lost my last dog, my exercise went right down the hill. It just wasn't as much fun to go into the woods without my doggies, or anywhere without my doggies. I miss my doggies. Miss my cats too. But we'll be together again, insofar as our energy will be reunited. Oh, let's see. Oh, I was just told to drink water. Apparently the coffee was not enough. Not bad. It's not even... Oh yeah, it is lunchtime. Now, I had a really nice breakfast and I'm not actually hungry, but if I do this for more than 2 hours, I will pay. As it is, I've already triggered tics in my eyes from stressing these muscles out more than they normally are. And so I'm trying to get things, you know, settled back down. So my plan is to make some sesame crunch. I might finally try broadcasting again via phone, but this time on oh, she's going to make sure she keeps track of you, sweetie. You kind of have an open door policy with her. Even if you didn't mean to establish that, you've kind of allowed it. Just like the devil, don't invite her over your doorstep. Never invite her into your apartment. That's like the kiss of death. Yeah, well, she's been working on that. She's that little whispering voice on the other side of the door that you can't hear, but he can. She's trying to worm her way in to you. always start with the cats. It's easy to relate to the cat. She likes cats. And I think women think kind of the way, they think men think the way women think, which they don't. We have more in common than men believe, or know, or seem to understand. But when a woman sees a man with a pet that he obviously cares for, it triggers mama instincts. It means you're like, oh, you're a good dad, even though she's not looking for a baby or a dad. That is an instinctive thing that, oh, he's taking care of his baby. I like that. He must be a good person. And women make assumptions about the men based on how they treat their animals. And I used to do that with musicians. I thought guys, anybody, I thought if they were really soulful and wrote amazing music and played with their souls, I thought they were wonderful people until I got to know them and realized that, no, you can be a complete prick and still play the guitar really well. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if she did that. But she doesn't have to, because she made things that your cat plays with, so your cat is now familiar with her scent. I would not use anything that she gives you, because it smells of her, and you're training your cat to like her smell. You want your cat to be just yours. Don't let him play with the shit that you're given from a person you don't really want to associate with, or he will be her buddy. It's all intentional. If I wanted to get to know you and you were on my floor and I knew you had a cat, you bet your ass I would be doing things for your cat. I'd be making you little felt toys for it. I'd be getting you catnip and special food, and if I'd be saving you the gizzards when I cook the chicken. Oh, I know how to take care of cats, and I'd be showing that off to the guy whose attention I wanted. On the other hand, if I don't care about you other than you're a neighbor, then all I do is say, hey, passing in the hall. I do not make things for your pets. I know I'm right, I'm a woman. Women are not hard to figure out. As soon as men stop believing that they're hard to figure out, they will cease to be hard to figure out. They, like everybody else, women and men both, want affection and attention and praise and approval. And it doesn't take much to get somebody's attention when you remember that and you use that knowledge. I mean, if I wanted to meet somebody walking and I see a guy and he's really cute and he's got a dog, you think I'm going to keep my mouth shut? Only if he's with a woman. If he's with another person, I don't say nothing. But if he's by himself with a dog or multiple dogs, I want to know that person at least long enough so I can pet the dogs. My sister Diana is just like that. She doesn't care about the person as much as, can I pet your dog? We're just mushes when it comes to dogs. Oh, and cats, but you don't usually see people walking their cats. People don't know how to talk to each other anymore, Maui, and that is the problem. They're afraid to talk to each other. They're afraid to be taken wrong. They're afraid that just wanting to reach out as a friend is going to bring on the wrong kind of attention. So when a woman wants to get to know a man, even just as a friend, it's risky. You don't know how that guy is going to react. You don't know if he's going to think that you want more. You know, I love men. I'm not interested in getting close to any right now, but that doesn't mean I don't like them. And so, like, I don't want a relationship. Anything going on, you know, Mrs. Kravitz watches The Neighborhood all the time. She always knows where you are, Maui. She knows if you're home, she knows if you're not. She sees when you leave, she sees when you're in the garden. She's watching. Now, when people are like that, there's different ways to deal with it depending on your own personality. Like, I'm an observer, I'm quiet, I watch for a while. But if I find somebody doing something that involves me, and I'm not really clear on it, I am kind of confrontational. In a nice way. I want to know, hey, what's going on? Well, you've got to remember your circumstances, sweetie. You're in a building full of old people with nothing to do. Most of them are retired. They don't feel well half the time. They can't get around as well as they did when they were younger either. They're self-conscious just because of that. We all feel that as we get older. It's like, damn, I used to be able to walk this many miles and now I can hardly walk that many steps. We feel it. We don't like it. But then we have a lot of time on our hands. And it's like, well, what do you do with your last years? You don't know how much time you've got. What do you want to do? What can you do? And, you know, everybody in your building is pretty much not doing well financially. They're not doing great, or they would live somewhere else, further away from the bus station. Oh yeah, well, that's natural human. Men can do it almost right up to the time they drop dead. And they mistakenly think that women don't. A lot of women are very active right up until nobody will be active with them anymore. That's the bigger problem. Of course, now with so many men being abusive and sneaky and screwing around with drugs, you know, and all kinds of fun shit they shouldn't be able to do, but they do. Women are now just learning to take care of themselves that way. And saying, well, if I take care of it myself, I don't have to worry about STDs or betrayals or being raped by my own mate. So there's a lot to promote women being single right now, especially right now. We don't know who to trust anymore. But that doesn't change your human, you know, you're human. Your whole body is an organ of sensation. We come here to feel. We come here to have arms and legs and mouths and taste buds. All of this is what we came here for. But we put so many rules on things that we inhibit our pleasures. We inhibit our enjoyment of things. We're made to feel shame and guilt for even feeling horniness. And, you know, when I was growing up, it was pretty much kind of well, my mom was not into sex. My mom, and she admitted this, which I was surprised by, but she admitted she never had much of a sex drive, which made sense because my father cheated on her 3 times. But he probably cheated on her because she didn't want to ever have sex except to get pregnant. That's all she thought sex was for. Get knocked up, have a baby, and then do it again. That was my mother. But then women learned that there was more to life than taking care of babies. We want our lives too. Men were always the ones that could, you know, have fun and go, disappear. It's like, oh, well, he's a man. Yeah, well, I'm a woman, and I think that men should be trained better. But most of all, people, men and women especially these days, they need to learn how to communicate. They're afraid to talk to each other, and they're so unaware of the signals that they don't even know they're being flirted with. They showed a person in bars being tested, like, how many signals does this woman have to give these men before one of them picks it up that she is signaling her availability to at least be spoken with, you know? And 31 times, 38 times, it was an outrageous amount of times she had to drop signals before the guy caught on that she is looking at you and she's interested. Now it's your turn to say something, or at least smile back and let her know that, all right, your eyes met, you're talking with your eyes, body language. But nothing, people are not even going out. Did I send you Leslie Jones on the male loneliness epidemic? Because she tells the truth, and she is freaking funny. I'm not surprised. That's what I saw down in the village. Is actually kind of surprised me. That was the first time I was surprised. And I realized, oh, you know what? It's all these old women who brought up families, got abandoned one way or another by their husband's death or divorce, or just walking out, running off with a younger woman, and she's left holding the bag. But then she also realizes she doesn't have to worry about being pregnant anymore. She's been through menopause. Nature's birth control. She can have all the sex she wants. And when I was down in the villages, that was exactly what I saw. I saw a lot of horny women and horny men, but the men could not keep up with the women. And that's the truth. The women were out there, they were dressed up, they put their makeup on, they had their drinks, and they were dancing, right? Until 9 o'clock when they roll up the sidewalks in the villages. But until then, these women were having a good time, except the ones that were in wheelchairs, because mixed old community, right? All seniors, 55 and older. So from 55 to 80, they're dancing and having a good time. But then you see the men. The men were the sticks in the mud. Hardly any men danced. Hardly any men participated. They were there, but they were like lumps in a log. And I'm like, no, I was with Rich, so I wasn't looking to talk to strangers, but I was observing them. Rich and I danced. As a matter of fact, we were really just getting warmed up when the band, it was all over, and they did the countdown to the new year at 9 p.m. Which was funny. It's like, what? Didn't we just get here an hour and a half ago or so? So yeah, these women were, they were raring to go. When my mom belonged to, she was getting exercise, you know. Now the dementia had already begun, but she had neuropathy from being cured of pancreatic cancer. So walking became extremely painful for her, which was terrible because that was pretty much the only exercise she ever got, aside from cleaning the house. So poor mom is out there trying to walk around a little bit and do these little exercise classes, and while I was visiting, I would go with her, and that's when I saw the women in the makeup. It's like, they're here to work out. You know, you dress casually. Well, some of these women showed up not so casual. Oh yeah, they were wearing their shorts and their little summer tops, ton of makeup and jewelry, as if they were getting ready to go and sip pools at the side of the pool. I mean, sip drinks at the side of the pools, which I guess some of them were planning on doing. But it was morning when we did the exercise, and these women were already set to go. It's like, these are women raring. I mean, they are looking for a man. But the men were a bore. Now my stepfather, while he was, my mom was still active, he was active. He was much more active, and he would take her to galleries and museums. And they'd go to places and walk around and go window shopping and real shopping, and he would do anything she wanted. Until the very end, when she just started losing her mind. I'm not a signal kind of guy. How do you talk to people then? How do you signal to somebody that you'd like to have a conversation? You don't meet people until you learn to talk to them. And the only way you're going to meet new people is if you are brave enough to talk to people you don't know yet. That's why I recommend, and I have for the last 18 years, I recommended joining groups. Groups that share an interest of yours. You don't have to be passionate about it. You just have to have some interest so you can meet other people with the same interest, because one of them might be more interesting than the others. Also, you walk into the group already knowing a little bit about something that everybody else knows too, and you immediately have a common bond. And that is where you start. If you're not the kind that goes out there and just starts talking to people. See, I am the kind now that I will just go and talk to people. And in fact, my sister Diana was like, my youngest sister, I have that in common. We can start a conversation with literally, well, almost literally anyone. If they're conscious, we're going to find out something about them. Because we're interested in their stories and also sharing ours. And I do like that. I like being able to meet people like that. And I think just that when you show that you are a welcoming, open kind of a person, it's going to make it easier for people to approach you. You look friendly. You're smiling. Your posture isn't combative, you know? All of that matters when you go out. Even just going for a walk on the beach, you can bump into somebody. It could be a wonderful person, but you won't know that unless you know how to smile at them or start a conversation with an unusual opener. How many people have you walked by without realizing that they may have been the perfect mate or a perfect companion for dinner or just a perfect companion to take a walk along the shore? There's so many beautiful moments that we lose by not taking those chances. How many years ago was that? How long are you going to keep that alive? Because if that is coming first to mind, then that's in your way. And I would talk to your therapist about that, because it's obviously scarred you to the point that you are not feeling confident about starting something with someone different. And that's no way to live. You still have a few years here on this planet. You could be having some more fun than you are. Not right now. I think you're still in a healing phase. But you need to know what you want to heal. And I'm not talking about for sex. I'm talking about it's nice to just have a companion. It's nice to know, you know, like when you go out in the garden, you're not going to be besieged by idiots. But you might meet somebody that you already know is cool. You know you like running into them and chit-chat for a few minutes. Makes your day a little brighter. I said, I'm not looking for a relationship of that, you know, an intimate nature. But I like being around people now and then. But that's not going to happen if I just hide out in my apartment all the time. Yeah, that's a hard thing. That's betrayal, man, and that is really hard to overcome. I understand. Now, see, I would have had that same problem with Glenn about the way we broke up, but I had time to reflect and realize, no, we should have gotten divorced years before we actually did, and that was my fault. I kept trying to help him, but it wasn't for me to help. He needed, God only knows what he needed. He needed to be with more therapists, and more than we were able to get in North Carolina. So God only knows how he's doing now, but it's not my concern. But I would have gotten like really, he did scar me in some ways, but actually Rich helped me get over that, and I'm fine with that now. But I don't have an abandonment issue with him, and I don't have a trust issue because of him, because I know he was a one of a kind. We had 21 years plus together, and what he was not my creation. It was my creation that I attracted him into my life. But then when I attracted him into my life, and vice versa, we both felt like we had just found our perfect soulmates. Our first 10 years were like heaven on earth. Of course, he'd been lying to me for those first 10 years. So in the 12th year, when truth started to come out, was when we started having problems. So I'm not worried. I mean, even with that, when I think about, okay, if I was going to go out with somebody again, would I have those problems? Would I be afraid of being deceived again? And blah, blah, blah. And I don't. I believe that if I decided I was ready, or I came to the conclusion I was ready for some kind of a relationship of a personal nature, I don't feel that I would take, I wouldn't have a lot of baggage from the last marriage. But Maui, I had years and years of therapy. I took my mental health very seriously because I understood early on that when you're young and bad things happen, if you don't have someone to help you put everything in perspective, then you're going to be damaged for life, and it's going to affect every single aspect of your life, right down to how you spend your money. And my friend down the hall and my sister, my youngest sister, have the same problem with their self-esteem, and it's expressed, well, basically like bipolarism. They get euphoric when they spend money. They get high on it, and they get so high on it that they can't stop themselves. It's like an endorphin rush every time they buy something. And this is a survivor thing. It's you had a crappy childhood. A lot of that happens when you're older. And so I watched both of them. I just found out about my sister through her son. I've gotten herself into deep debt with impulse buying because it feels good. It's a rush. It's like, yes, and you get all giggly and happy by spending the money. If you get a high, an emotional rush from spending money, you've got a problem, and you need to see someone before you end up in the poorhouse. My friend is still paying off, and she was on the verge of bankruptcy, and instead she went for one of those programs that consolidate your money. She wouldn't listen to us warning her against them. She was convinced it was going to be just like they told her on the phone, and they lied. And she got hit hard with that, ended up paying $300 a month more than they told her she was going to. And now she can't do shit because she has to pay that every month because she did this debt consolidation bull. So it's like, just try not to get into debt in the first place, especially now. There is no protection for the people who get credit now. That was just removed by the crookedest administration in our history. So back to therapy. I have encouraged my friend, and she's getting therapy now, and they're working with her to help her get a grip on this. And you know, so far so good, as long as she keeps going to the therapist. A lot of people, though, they give up on therapy. They don't feel like, well, they said it's not getting me anywhere, or I don't like that person anymore. And it turns out what it really is they hit a hard spot and they are being forced, not forced to hardcore, but they're confronted with themselves and the stuff they didn't want to look at. And then when they have to look at it with a witness, they're like, I'm done. I don't need this therapy. I'm fine. Or terrible therapist and I don't trust them anymore. Or they just come up with a reason to quit. And that, by the way, usually happens around the 6th month of therapy. It's like a predictable thing. It starts getting hardcore. You start really getting to the root of your problems usually around then, so that's when we most want to run away from it. But trust issues, abandonment, you got tricked, you got betrayed, those are serious. It set up the vibration for all of your female relationships. So I would say go right down, go to the source. That first incident, the one that stands out the most, that's what you need to be talking about with your doctor. You've got to get that out of your system. Get it in perspective so you can move on from it. All women are not the same as her. All women don't seek to betray. Matter of fact, more than anything, women seek protection from other men. That's what it comes down to anymore. We get married because we found a man that loves us, or seems to, and seems like they'll protect us. That when you say that you're with a man, other men stop bothering you, most of them. So it was always, I mean, even when I was playing out and I didn't have a boyfriend, I wore a wedding band. I pretended I was married. Not if I had to get into a conversation, but when they would, most people, when they would see the wedding band, they would leave me alone. And believe me, when I was playing to a bunch of sailors who just got off 3 months underwater, it mattered. So, yeah, women have always had to deal with that kind of thing. So when we finally go, oh, here's a guy I really like, we get along well, maybe we can be a good team. And then they proceed to find out how to bond with you. But it's usually, it's protection. This guy loves me, this guy will be there for me. And if he's standing next to me, no one's gonna grab my ass. But a woman alone has no such protection at any age. You know, it isn't just the cute little chicks that get raped, because rape is not a sex crime, it's a violent crime. Old women get raped all the time because they can't fight back. So I'd like to see people being less afraid of being hurt and more eager to understand each other. It's so much more fun that way, and there's so much we can do. This is really a fun planet when we're not busy screwing it up. Okay, we've been on for 2.5 hours. I'm going to be going shortly. Give my neck and shoulders a rest. This is mostly felted. It's not completely felted. To finish it, I need to take it out of its, take the resist out. And we're starting to see some shrinkage. This has definitely felted together. It'll be cut off so I can get the resist out. There's that resist. This will be pretty cool when I set it all up. Oh, that's not all the way down. This doesn't require a lot of pressure. It's really very gentle. But sometimes I forget and I feel like I'm kneading bread again and I have to pull that back. Like, no, softer, softer. Mary, are you only going once a month? When it's once a month, it's usually just a follow-up on your meds to see if they're working or not. I need an adjustment. But they're not really giving any therapy. I don't know how they do that anymore. For me, it was always once a week. Now, my last 2 therapists or by phone. Well, actually, I had one in New York, and I got that really fast because it was right after the divorce, and I needed help right away, and the timing was perfect. So I got in without having to wait 6 months. Again, when you're ready and you're ready, everything will align itself. So I got my help, and that was video. We met in person a couple times, and then we just moved to video because her office moved. And it was like, well, I'm okay with that. And then we went through COVID, and all of the offices went video. So I saw her for like a year or a year and a half on video. But then I moved up here. And I wanted, of course, to make sure I have some mental health support for moving to another state and all that. Giving up my car. That was really hard. So I ended up with a phone counselor, and that was once a week. Now they have programs all over the place that are like that, but you have to look into it to see if there's a program that your health coverage will cover. And they usually have a program. It's usually like, because it used to be like an open-ended thing, or 24 visits a year. No one gets cured in 24 visits, but 24 visits, you know, every other week, that's better than nothing if you need some help, right? Oops, sorry. I hit the microphone. They have these other programs now that are 8 weeks long. And they call you once a week for 8 weeks. And if you, at the end of 8 weeks, if you need more assistance, there's another program, or I guess you can get another 8 weeks with that particular person. But then that's usually the end of the free help. And then you've got to see if there's another program available to replace it and give you another person to talk with. Oh yeah, I know, I have been that for many people. And I'm glad to be that for people. That is the advantage of having had some good help myself. I've done so much of my own work and healing, so I can share that and be supportive to people going through it, because we're all in different stages of healing from different things. But there are only so many basic issues, and I think a lot of them come down to abandonment when we're young, you know, parents not being there for whatever reason. Doesn't matter how justified it is, whether they died or just took off or were sickly and couldn't, you know, or poor. There are so many different scenarios, but as a child, unable to interpret everything and not hearing explanations the child can understand, we come off with feelings of being abandoned, or we're unworthy, and we don't know what's going on in the heads of our parents. They don't usually know what the hell's going on themselves. And they're not taking the kids aside and saying, okay, look, hon, I know this is a lot for you, but right now your mom and dad are going through a hard time, and we love you very much, but we're going to have to kind of break up for a while, or whatever, you know, and not make it the child's fault. Because children always feel like it's bad things are their fault. So we have a lot of misunderstandings that happen as kids that aren't corrected early enough, and we carry them into adulthood. Like I tell people, it's hard for you to know how to work out a resolution or work through a problem with someone if you never saw that being done in your own home. If you had parents that only screamed at each other or storm off into different directions and go the silent treatment, that is not teaching you problem resolution. There's no example for you to model your emotional responses on. So you don't have it. You don't have the example as a child. You're going to be floundering as an adult. And we know that all of the stuff that happens over the last, since the 60s, actually since Reagan, when it got more and more expensive just to survive, more and more families have problems, and more splits and everything else. So there's a lot of kids that did not have a good upbringing. A lot of them are brought up by television, and the best lessons they get in households are from family shows. It's like, oh, that's how they're supposed to react. Gardening is big therapy, and having a safe place in a game is also nice. I've been very sad with the loss of SimCity. Since Jared Kushner bought EA, it has just so sucked. I can barely play it now. All right, I think it's time to remove the center. All right, let's dry the hands. You'll be 66. I just caught that. Sometimes I get kicked off. Oh yeah, I know. 2009. 2 years after I started broadcasting. Oh, this is a nice little piece of felt. We're going to save that. Yeah, jealous people. They sure can wreck things. Oh man, you're all the way down there. Yeah, we gotta refelt you. Look at that. because we're not all raised with great parents. Even when they're good parents, okay, nobody can answer all of our questions or all of our needs. It's just not set up that way. Our parents have their own limitations, even when they're wonderful parents. We can't rely on them to give us everything we need. We have to seek it ourselves, which is why I try to always refocus people. What is it you really want? What makes you happy? Not what the world tells you you need or what you should want. Because when we try to go judge our lives or create our lives based on what other people think, we always end up missing out on what we could have had as our individual selves once. You're not here to be here for other people in that way. You're here to be helpful to other people as you're called to, but that is not the same as doing what you think other people want you to do. That's where we go wrong. Little reminders. You are not stretching correctly. Okay, where is the other towel? Don't need quite all of that fluid there. All right. Okay, we're going to let this dry. Even though it's not going to stay in this position after it's dry, because I have to wash all the soap out. But I wanted to kind of get some memory. And as this dries, it'll pull away. It'll get fluffy again. But now it is time to work in the kitchen for a little bit. Rest my upper body. Oh. Now this has been starched. I love how it falls now. All right. Okay. That was a good 2 3/4 hour work. Just dry. Okay, we made some progress today. Just have to dry everything out now. Let's hang this up so this can dry too, because I like this towel for felting. Ah. Okay. Where are we? Hey, where's my rain? I want my rain. Rain expected around 3:13. 3:13. Okay, it's supposed to rain. Periods of heavy rain. I guess I'll have to close those windows. Yeah. Let me look at the WeatherWise map. I love WeatherWise. It is a free radar. It'll show you exactly where the water is. Really close to you. I mean, you're really close up. So it looks like it is a little ways away, but we got some big storms headed this way. Yay! Okay. Well, we need the water, so I'm happy. I ordered something for Michael. So expensive. The shipping is just insane. I got my little order of wool from Texas. $19 in shipping for a $29 order. That's just insane. So I'm done. Oh, it looks like I'm also data. Okay. There I am in Star Trek uniforms. At least I have brown hair in those. Thank you. And most of them. You're funny. Well, let me just send them a little heart. Okay. I think it's time to go. It's 2:30. I will be back. Yes, I will be back. I'll be back around 4 o'clock. Now I understand why you gave me the high five. The live long and prosper high five. Amen. Groovy. Okay. Well, you have a good morning. Don't do too much because you didn't get very much sleep. So use your resources wisely. If you go out too tired, you're not going to be as alert as you should be. So go meet your friends and come home so you can enjoy the fruit of your labors. This is silk. It is such delicate silk. It is sticking to every teeny bump on my skin. That's how soft and fine this silk is. Miracle threads, you know? Just gorgeous. And someone was really smart in learning to use this because it's scrap. It's rescued, it's recycled saris. I love that they are doing that because, you know, they make such gorgeous cloth, but then people stop wearing them, and then you've got all of this gorgeous stuff. It's like, why should it sit there and go to waste? I mean, look at this. This is spun gold. It's just amazing. Okay, I will be back in a couple of hours. We have things to do. I want to needle felt the bottom of this and make it sturdier on the bottom. Like, where are you? Yeah, this one. See, this doesn't want to really stay on this piece of foam. This is a triangle shaped needle covered in barbs. So it kind of leaves holes in the wool. In this case, it doesn't matter. There we go. Stick, stick, stick. So stubborn. But this really lights up with a candle in it. It's pretty cool. But how am I gonna... Getting these weird spots to felt properly is a little more challenging. When it's on a curve. The process is still pretty much the same, but yeah, it's all discombobulated. There we go. Oh, well, that's... I can shave that. That is what they do, by the way. They shave the wool. Might rain here too. Yeah, I know. You said you were expecting that. You gotta be careful not to let your plants drown by overwatering. It's better to let them get a slight wilt to them than letting them get drowned. A slight wilt can happen just from being in the sun for the day. It's got nothing to do with how wet the roots are. All right. Well, that should light up really nicely. All right, that will be a prize on Monday night. I bought some extra tea lights, so if they win this, they win the little light too. Okay, little monster, go over there. Thank you. I like that. My rainy day project here. Yeah, no sun, don't do it. Hawaii has taken such a beating lately. All right, well, you know, I could run some water through this. Get the soap out now. I think I'll do that during the break. When I come back, this should be ready to start using starch on, so it can dry overnight and get a little stiffer. Well, this is going to be a cooking week. I got a lot of cooking to do on Monday. I'm making a big pan of my new version of macaroni and cheese. It's going to be spaghetti and cheese and Italian sausage. Maybe some tomatoes. I got to make it a little dressier than just macaroni and cheese. That is just so disgusting to me. But we're doing it with spaghetti. We got our monthly box and it had 2 pounds of the thick spaghetti, which I hate. I use the angel hair nests because I found that they cook really fast in a little bit of water, and depending on how hungry I am, I can make 1 nest or 2 nests, and 2 nests is pretty much a whole meal, well, with all other stuff put on the spaghetti. But I'm enjoying some of that. Maybe I'll make that for my dinner. No, I think I've got some leftover other things to work on. All right, I'll see you in a couple hours if you're back. Text me when you're back if you remember to, when you're back to your apartment after your travels. And if they're expecting a lot of heavy rain, maybe you want to postpone. Wait until after things are clear. When the coast is clear, in your case, literally, when the coast is clear. Oh, you know, we've got this gorgeous stuff, and we've got, all of this. No, not you. You're very fine merino. You're not going into this. Oh no. Go take a look. They're good little alarm dogs. Alarm chickens. Well, you take care of that, and I'm going to take care of food. I will see you maybe later if you're back. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow, Sunday. I'm always here on Sunday. Hello.